Full slice.
These finals. You've written so much about them already, and having a first seed against an 8th seed just adds that much more intrigue to the competition. I think they both had separate, interesting paths to make it here. To have a play-in team, obviously in the Miami Heat, be here. In assessing what discipline is appropriate, if that's the case. We look at both the history of prior acts, but then we look at the individual player's history as well. And so that, and the seriousness, of course, of the conduct. So those are all things that get factored. It's not an exact science. It comes down to judgment at the end of the day on the part of me and my colleagues in the league office. In terms of the timing, we've uncovered a fair amount of additional information. I think since I was still asked about the situation, I would say we probably could have brought it to a head now, but we made the decision, and I believe the Players Association agrees with us, that it would be unfair to these players and these teams in the middle of this series to announce the results of that investigation. And given that we're, of course, in the off season, he has now been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies indefinitely, and so nothing would have changed anyway in the next few weeks. It seemed better to park that at the moment, at least any public announcement. And my sense now is that shortly after the conclusion of the finals, we will announce the outcome of that investigation.
It's really funny. I was hanging out with one of my daughters last night, and she said, "Are you nervous?" And I said, "You know what's really funny? I'm not." And I said, "I think the reason that I'm not nervous is because I know we're prepared. You know, and when you are prepared, that allows you to go into whatever fight or battle you're about to embark upon, feeling really confident about what you're doing." So, and I'm trying not to make this, I know this is the finals and this is game one, and I never knew this part of the building existed. So I'm learning new things about a lot of things, but I'm trying to make this is just another step. This is just another game for us to stay true to ourselves and deliver the same message and be consistent, because I think that's important for our guys. So I wasn't lying in my bed tossing and turning. I went to bed last night and I felt really comfortable with where we are. And I think my players and the coaches on my staff have a ton to do with that, me feeling the way I feel right now, because they've been tremendous. Like, I gave them a quiz today, a very detailed quiz at shoot around, and I was really impressed by our guys mentally and where they're at, and I could tell that they're really locked in, and I'm sure I speak for Miami as well. Our guys just can't wait for the jump ball to go up and get back to competing. It's been a long time, 10 days I believe, since we've had a chance to compete at the highest level. And so I think our guys are excited for that opportunity.
Yeah, of course we both feel the same way about that, and it feels at times awkward us talking about it. It feels like we're lecturing other organizations when we have no business telling them how to do their business. We can only speak from our experiences. What Denver has built, that culture really started with Tim and then Mike, and they've just built something that is stable, it's consistent, you know what they stand for year in, year out, and they can withstand. I saw somewhere along the way where he said, one of the years where they didn't make the playoffs, that he likely would have been fired anywhere else. And that totally resonated with me, because I've said that I would have been fired 4 or 5 times already. Any of the years that we didn't make the playoffs, or whatever the years where there were great expectations and we didn't do what people thought we should have done. There's something to be said for consistency. It is really a tough task to rebuild the culture over and over and over with new people, and doing it every 1 to 2 to 3 years. That's just a tough task. And then obviously we think about our coaching peers. We're talking about Hall of Famers and champions that have lost their jobs because of ridiculous expectations, and people don't understand what it really is in this business. There's only one team that can win, but we're just both very thankful that we have stable ownership and management groups that get it. And I've said that enough about Pat. When I get to this stage, I hardly trust anybody else. The only person I want to talk to is Pat, because he has the direct experience of not only being just a great coach in this league, but he knows exactly what it means to sit in this chair, being head coach.
Bam Adebayo, and the ovations.
Points, only 40 from the field, 33 from the three-point line, which is below their 39% in the playoffs. And probably the most impressive defensive stat was only 2 free throw attempts. And we got there 20 times, and we know Jimmy Butler is one of the best in the business at getting to the foul line. So 2 free throw attempts, I thought the guys did a great job of defending without fouling. And to your point, I thought for 3 quarters our defense was where it needed to be. Fourth quarter, 60% allowed. 30 points, and I think it's, as I told our players, we're up 1-0, that's great, but we have to close games out. We're up 21 to start that fourth quarter. They open up with a quick 8-0 run. Turnover, layup. We missed a few open shots against the zone, give up some threes. So in the finals, man, you can't pick and choose when you want to play. We got to play much closer to 48 minutes. That Miami went into Milwaukee and won game 1. They went into the Garden in New York City, won game 1. They won game 1 up in Boston. So we did not want them coming in here, taking control of the series on our court. To your point, we've done a hell of a job all season long of protecting our home court. I don't think we've lost a game at home in the playoffs as of yet. And we know Sunday night's going to be a hell of a challenge. So proud of our guys for going out there and getting the win. Michael Porter, double-double. Jamal Murray, double-double. Nikola, triple-double. I felt Aaron Gordon's play on both ends of the floor in that first half really set the tone. And I thought Bruce was really good off the bench. So this was everybody stepping up, doing their job, but knowing that we can all be a lot better come Sunday. He's even aware of that. I don't think he gets up more for game 1 than game 2. I think it speaks to us having 10 days in between games. I think that allowed us to get some quality rest, mentally, physically, emotionally, and get ready for tonight. And as I said pregame, I wasn't sure what was going to happen when the game started because we had such a long break, but I'm not surprised that Jamal had the game that he had. He got us going early, made big shots late, and when you have 26 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds, that's a hell of a performance in your first game of the NBA Finals.
Go. All right, we have boom mics around the room. Take first question.
Yeah, with our second unit, we usually switch 1 through 5 because we got Jeff at the 5. It just makes it a lot easier for us in the second unit. We can be more physical, be more aggressive, and try to get stops and get out in transition.
Felt like Haywood Highsmith kind of injected some energy into your team tonight. Just what did you see out of his game, and what's he kind of done to earn more and more trust?
Yeah, that's what we need from everybody. Regardless of when you're coming into the game and how many minutes you're getting, those inspiring minutes. And that's what our team is about. Having a roster of guys that just come out there and you're making great efforts. You're impacting the game. And it inspires the next guy to do it. We need more of those kind of things. But he's kept himself ready, and those are good minutes for sure. They're fine. I mean, they're not going to get sick at sea. If they're shooters, you're not always going to be able to make all the shots that you want. Then you have to find different ways to impact the game. Our game is not built just on the three-point ball. We've proven that time and time again. We can win games, we can win series, regardless of how the three's going. But we also have ignitable guys. You see a couple go through, but then all of a sudden it can become an avalanche. So one way or another, we got to find a way to get the job done.
If I do say something, will you take the final?
Of course you have.
Like I said, I just feel like we can't even get into that. We can't let them dictate the game. I just feel like we took a lot of jump shots and we missed a lot of them instead of getting to the basket. Like I said, we're gonna watch film and get back to the drawing board. I feel like early in the game, miscommunications caused a lot of our guys to talking of miscommunications, and a lot of guys were open in the first half. And I feel like going to the second half, we definitely got better with the cadence and talked through it more. I feel like we had a lot of open shots tonight. Ball just didn't go in. That's part of the game, but I feel like our shooters have bounced back.
I'm not here for the credit. I'm here for the wins. And playing with guys like the guys that are on this team is just a blessing. It's a beautiful opportunity to play with guys on the team that have so much talent, have so much skill, and have so much passion for the game of basketball. And that's what I've always loved. Is to play the right way of basketball, and we do that here. And it's just, I don't care if I scored 50 or 0, as long as I'm helping impact the game and we're winning. It was awesome. The crowd was super cool tonight. It was just like, it was beautiful. I took a moment during the national anthem. I was like, wow, this is really the NBA Finals. And it's really, really cool. The crowd was in it from the start. Give us that extra juice, and they've been awesome all year, and they just turned it up another notch. Like, whoa, my man got Vertimax, man. I did not think he was going to dunk them, but Jamal's like a sleepy athlete. He will dunk you for real. That was crazy. It was like, I'm hurt.
And then the second part, just when he's that engaged, what do you think he's kind of just proven this entire season, and this postseason specifically, coming back the way he has from the injury?
Well, Herro, one of the best guards in the league, one of the best scorers in the league. He has a way about him, he has a discipline about him, that when he's locked in, when he's engaged, he's up there with the best players in the world.
Thank you.
He's a heavy guy. So he's gonna get boards and rebound the ball and just be physical down there regardless. So even if he's not shooting or not scoring, he's still a load down there. Like I said, we're just reading the game. If they take the pocket away, then we're looking somewhere else. If they take me away, then we're looking somewhere else. If you know what I'm saying. We're just trying to find the open man, find the best shot, find the mismatch. And I think we do that throughout the game. So it's hard to guard everybody instead of just one or two guys. We make you have to be locked in on defense throughout the game. And I think tonight was just a great example of it could be anybody's night and anybody's quarter, maybe not your quarter. So that's just Nuggets basketball.
Get home court. How much satisfaction you take in the 9-0 record at home in the playoffs?
Have we lost game 1?
No.
Oh. I think we're doing a good job.
Second over here in the center.
Probably because we shot a lot of jump shots myself, probably leading that pack instead of putting pressure on the rim, getting layups, getting to the free throw line. When you look at it during the game, they all look like the right shots, and I'm not saying that we can as a team make those, but got to get more layups, got to get more free throws. Whenever you miss and don't get back, the game gets out of hand kind of quickly. We gave up too many layups, which we also can't have happen. But that's it as a whole. We got to attack the rim a lot more, myself included. He's comfortable and confident. He shoots the ball very well. He cuts to the rim. He guards. He does anything and everything that you ask him to do. Tonight he spaced the floor incredibly well. He had some timely cuts, some stops, some hustle plays, and that's what made his mark in this league for him, and he's continuing to do it even in the finals.
He's talented. He's an MVP. He's going to make plays. He's going to be great at times. We just got to continue to make it difficult. Be physical with him when we can. Like we mentioned, take away the layups, try to take away these cuts, and attack him on offense. Jamal's a talented player. He can score in a number of ways. I think one of the things that makes him difficult to guard is when he gets off the ball. And then you got to deal with the cuts, and he's circling back, and they know they're looking for him. So when he's off the ball, you already know the ball is going to end up in his hands at some point. He's a dynamic scorer. He poses threats in different ways, and he's relentless. So it'll be a tall task, and we'll continue to work at it.
guy who's talking. Right here. Thank you, my friend. And I've been to Serbia, Belgrade, Kalemegdan Castle. You know that? Jokic?
So, I mean, it was, to be honest, I couldn't wait to start, just because when the game started, it felt normal. Everything else didn't felt normal. The whole media day yesterday or the day before, you know, it was. I think it's people are making something bigger than it is, you know. And when the game started, I felt really comfortable. I like to play with him. I love to play with some I want to say dominant big man, if that makes any sense. But he's really. The best thing that he did is accepting his role, and he's really doing a great job of that. And like today, he had it going. We were just keep getting him the ball, and he was really good in the paint today. You know, he's our best defender probably with KCP, and you know, just to play defense the whole game on the best player. I think that's really hard to do. Mike was 2 for 11, and I thought he made like 7 threes.